Hello and welcome to Brews and Clues. And this is the second episode. And I think we should start to introduce everyone again. So, Jonathan, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'm Jonathan. I'm currently a IT student writing my master thesis, and I like beer.
Nice. And Kevin?
Hi, my name is Kevin GJ Yemestad, and I not DJ, just GJ, the beginning initials of my last name. And I go product. Well, I'm not going product design. I'm doing the design course over at a People's High School, which I'm preparing to then do entrance exams for to go to university. So I like design. Yeah,
You're a future designer.
hopefully.
Yeah.
I really do hope.
Yeah. I think you will be a future designer. And Matthias, do you want to go next?
My name is Matthias. I'm 25 years old, and I recently completed my bachelor's degree in publishing, and now I'm doing a second degree in journalism. Nice. So I'm mainly interested in everything to do with media and politics and history and all that. Not a designer type, basically.
Yeah. Today we are going to focus more on working from home, but also the AI and also artificial intelligence and like gadgets you surround yourself with. And so the first question is, have your buying habits changed during Corona?
I think everyone's buying habits have changed during Corona because we think more long term. I mean, just here's a beer in your hand. For example, like the beer purchase in Norway, I think went up compared to the same quarter last year. It went up in about 40%. Drink about 40% more alcohol in Norway.
Doesn't it?
Wow.
And of course,
that's also because people can't drive to Sweden and buy it cheap.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
That's true.
But I think alcohol consumption in general have went up as well.
Yeah.
So yeah. I also saw in America that
the lines. They reach around the corner and around the block to then start again. They're insane lines. Although I haven't been in Oslo for the past 2 months, I've seen the news coverage and
yeah, I think hobby alcoholism have been more popular this year rather than
I like that term, hobby alcoholism. Not just like sugarcoat it into something better.
That confirms that alcohol.
I'm not an alcoholic. I'm a hobby alcohol consumption.
Alcohol consumption has gone up.
I'm just an alcohol enthusiast.
Yeah, it's my passion.
Oh, have you heard of beer yoga, by the way?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
What's that?
In my home country of Cambodia, I'm so proud. They have this thing called beer yoga, where you do yoga and down to downward dog. And then you breathe out and you drink a sip of beer.
Wow.
And you enjoy the day.
Yeah. That sounds like a good start of the morning. Just have a beer and then
how to increase beer consumption.
Yeah.
Holistically.
Well, besides alcohol, I mean, in general, people think more long term now when they buy stuff. Like people hoard more things. They buy like lots of toilet paper at once, so lots of things because they never know if they have a friend who got corona or they have to go in quarantine.
Yeah.
And also digital wise, it's been an explosion, like things like Zoom. Nobody heard about Zoom a year ago.
Snacks.
So a lot of like digital platforms have grown massively over Corona. And I think that's one of the main changes in purchasing patterns, I guess.
Yeah. And I also think the webcam sales have probably peaked as well.
Do people really buy webcams though?
Yeah.
Do they?
Especially for offices and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and OnlyFans has doubled their revenue. So.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
I mean, that also relates to buying patterns, I guess. But it's true. Equipment. People spend much more money on that shit these days.
Exercise equipment is a big one too. People have to be at home. They have to work out, but there's no gym to be had. Make your own.
Yep. So
also that people bought more pets, but
yeah,
that's kind of messed up actually.
Yeah, I think a lot of people want a dog now, but then maybe when Corona.
What if Corona's over?
Like, oh fuck, I don't want a dog anymore.
Then you can get a cheap dog.
So then we can go and get all the cheapest dogs.
Let's have a competition. The one with the best dog for under 2,000. After when everything's back open, we have to buy each of us has to buy one
Just-
dog each
No,
for
even
under
better.
2,000 kroners. The one with the best
Just-
dog wins.
Just kidnap. No. Just dog nap a dog and then give it back once Corona's over. Just leave it at the house.
We can have it in a dog competition or something, and the best dog. The only thing is, like, it's really fun for that month while we do this, and then
The
we have
best
to have the
stolen
dog
dog.
for 16 years, and then we are like, oh,
And
fuck.
then you have a best friend for 16 years.
Yeah, or you have a worst enemy.
That's your fault for buying a bad dog.
Yeah, I mean, it's lots of how you raise the dog, obviously, but true that a lot of people are trying to get rid of their cats and dogs already now that things started opening up in the summer in Norway.
Yeah.
I talked to a girl in Russia who breeds cats with her family, and they had like, I think it was like 260 people were interested, but they only had like 20 cats. Normally they have like maybe 10 people at the time that one looks to buy a cat.
This is a perfect time to get stick animals. Because they're kind of okay to just kill when you're done.
Yeah, you can
You
just
don't have
put
to
them in
kill
the
them. You
freezer.
just
Throw them
be
out.
free.
Yeah.
Sit on this branch. Have a good time.
Yeah, I did that with mine during winter. Here, enjoy your free life, and then
Or they can send them to like that island in Japan where there's only cats, and they also have a dog island as well.
Stick animal island.
Yeah, exactly. Just like
It's like this tiny
dog solution.
island
Just
with
put all the dogs in one island.
Like, there's a tree, but no, wait, it's just stick animals. So many stick animals.
I'm not sure
It
if that
became a
would,
stick tree.
I'm
Wait
not
a
sure if
minute.
that we get that many tourists. It's like, oh, do you want to come and see all the sick animals?
Oh my god.
There
Yeah,
would
that'd
be definitely
hilarious,
some
though.
tourists who would be like, yes.
That's interesting until
I
they
like
figure out
sticks.
it's this flat island covered with stick bugs.
Yeah, it's no bushes there. It's just stick animals.
You think it's just a regular island, but then you jump on it and you realize the trees are
Yeah.
The
Then you
trees are
realize
alive.
it's not an island. It's just a floating pile of stick animals.
stick bugs.
This Loki sounds like an introduction to like a horror movie.
Yeah. Man, we really went off the rails.
Yeah. My next question is, how has being inside the whole day changed you? Or not the whole day, but like being forced to be inside compared to what we normally do?
Wait, could you ask that again, please?
How has being inside the whole day changed you?
I am the last person to be able to comment on that because I've been at a people's high school and there it's a green zone and everyone's a big cohort. So everyone can hug it out and live normally.
I think you are at the best
So I'll
place
leave it to the
possible during
experts.
Corona. Yeah.
I mean, like, still, you probably felt some of the corona restrictions, right? Oh.
Yeah.
Or is it like completely normal at your community college in terms of corona restrictions? Like,
I think you are. He's
I was asking
you,
Kevin. Yeah.
Hmm?
I was asking you about.
Okay.
Like, surely you noticed some of the effects of corona in your community college, or haven't you noticed?
No,
it's been like really chill.
You can't really go out or dance, but I mean, there's some of Norway's most beautiful beaches, beautiful sunsets. Go set up a fire and cheer. Get a few of these.
Yeah.
Get a few friends if you're lucky enough to have some.
Yeah. I think you're been really privileged being in. Like for you, it's almost regular life, but for the rest of us, we have to be inside and we can't meet that many people. Have you experienced any of this, Jonathan?
Well, for me, it has been like up and down because there's so few students at the University of Oslo who's actually been sick.
Yep.
So it's mainly been open, but for example, now when it's complete lockdown in Oslo, where all lectures are online, but they closed the study libraries as well, where we usually sit, or these master study halls. So I think it's when it haven't been on the strictest, the master students are still allowed to be at school, so that helps me because I focus really badly on school at home.
Yep.
It's like I'm writing my master thesis, doing my thing, and suddenly I've been playing a game for like 2 hours. Just
Yeah.
my head just drifts into something else, so it's way better for me to be there. And in terms of my part-time job as a developer, I kind of have been both in a project where I've been at where I had an office, and now another project where it's all based at home because I can't be at the company's office. And I think productivity is probably the same, but it's more difficult to communicate because you don't have that low key. Hey, could you help me with this, or do you know what's the best approach? But you have to actually send someone a message or call them, and you're not sure if they're in a meeting or if they're busy with something else.
So maybe one should have like just a room which is constantly streaming during work hours.
Yes, but then you're kind of annoying each other as well.
That's true.
How has it been starting in a new job and haven't met all of your colleagues?
That's a good
It's
point.
surely interesting, but I started because I had this summer internship where I was working in a team for a big bank in Norway, and then I later was given the opportunity to continue their part-time for that company or for that bank, but on the actual project, not the summer project, because the summer project is like a minimal viable project that you make. So I already knew who I was starting with then, but when that project was laid off now in December, I was put into a new internal project where I haven't met any of the people I'm working with. That's a bit different as well, and because we don't have the same low-key communication, we also don't have the same norms when it comes to coding and what we like how you set up tasks, how much information you put into tasks, how you just behave on the system code, to put it briefly.
Yeah.
So there's
But is it just practical stuff, or is it also like in a more social? Do you feel you know your coworkers?
no,
at the
not
same?
at all. Because you only talk to people when it's something you're wondering about or something you're complaining about or whatever, but you don't really have that social interaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you miss that, or how is that?
Yeah, I miss that, and I really miss sitting at an office when working. And that's why, like, when I'm gonna do school, I try to get to the university because I work much better there. But it's also the social part.
Nice.
Instead of just sitting on YouTube when you're taking a break or whatever.
Yeah. And what about you, Matthias? Have you felt any effects of being inside the whole day?
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, like, firstly, it's been different because I haven't been to any like public lecture at university since November, I think. It's like the only people I really know in my class are the people from my study group that I still talk to and work with. But besides that, I can say it feels like doing a web course, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. How many of your students do you know in the class?
It's like 2 of them, like I know, and I have the contact details we talk to regularly. But the other classmates, I don't really know at all because I haven't seen them since like October, November.
And how many are in your class?
It's about 40 people.
Okay, so you know 2 of 40 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite sad.
But you get used to it at some point. I mean, like you always gotta, like that chair I work in and that chair I use when I'm chilling, or like I don't sit in front of the computer when I work unless I have to. So it's all about like assigning those different
Matthias,
areas.
do you share it with anyone?
The what?
Your share.
If I share what?
Your chair. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
Continue.
do I share?
Yes.
Wait, what? I use my chair.
Pronunciation joke, not funny.
Yeah, I think it was a
Sorry.
bad dad joke.
That was terrible.
chair.
I'm so sorry, guys.
I mean, some accents in England, they say some things the exact same way. There's like optional how you want to pronounce it, I guess.
It's all right, man. It's only charming.
Yeah,
Well,
that's actually my next question is where do you guys work when you work from home?
I work on my gaming setup. I bought a ton of adapters, so I have my work MacBook and my school MacBook, and I just wire my 3 monitors into them.
And is that in a separate room from your bedroom, or is
Yeah,
that the same?
I have a separate room.
Yep.
It used to be a small bedroom, but because I had my twin brother move out 2 years ago, so since then it's been my man cave,
Yeah.
and it's also a wardrobe.
Okay, yeah, so it's basically an office.
Yeah, it's basically my office.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, and what about you, Matthias?
so like I say, like I organize that I have, for instance, like this particular spot on the table, that chair I use when I'm working or reading. I use like the sofa if I'm just chilling, and I use the PC if I'm writing or playing video games. So it's kind of like divided into different places.
Yeah.
So that you have like that mindset. If you don't, then you can easily like get to a point where it's very hard to focus, I guess.
Yep.
So I guess that's the main
So,
difference.
but it's mainly the living room, or?
Yeah.
And
Only just in the living room, yeah. Sometimes if I'm really tired, I work from bed, but I try to just sit upright and have dedicated places for each type of work.
and I know this is maybe hard for you, Kevin, to answer. Do you have any preferred places to work?
That really depends. Classrooms are perfect. Well, the thing is, it's nice to be in the classroom, which is dedicated to that work, right? You have everything set around you and ambiance. You have memories and a environmental, and basically a motivation that comes from being in an environment itself, right? There are cues that tell you subconsciously, this is where you work. You don't do anything else here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Stop
get into
stop browsing Facebook. You're in the classroom.
Yeah, so you get into the right mindset, sort of.
That's really important when it comes to work because I can't work very much in my room. It just does not work. It's a place where I dance and jerk off.
Yeah.
And I have
Do you have dedicated
my room
space for
looks
that as
my
well?
room
Or?
my room looks like a music video, you know?
Yeah. He has a room just for jerking off.
You have
This
like a
is my wank
dedicated. Like, do
dungeon.
you have like dedicated spots for that? Or?
I just happen to sleep there as well.
Okay.
Well, just a quick question, like, because I know you guys actually live with someone else right now during the course of Corona. Like, do you share room or share living room or bedroom with anyone during Corona? Because I guess that could be
No,
different.
I
Like,
have my own bedroom.
I had my
think-
brother here for 3 months, and that was like, then I totally noticed the difference. Like, I understand why people get pretty sick of people if they have to like live that close from people all the time. But like,
Yeah, and you Jonathan, you also have a girlfriend at home,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. How does that work with the girlfriend and you? Because she's studying from home, right?
Yeah, she's supposed to be studying in England, but because of the lockdown there, she's here,
Wow,
which is a
that is lame.
change in what I had in what I was prepared for. But because I have like this space in my little man dungeon,
Yeah.
You know what?
I'm usually fine because I have the setup, I have the tools needed, so I know I can program from anywhere.
So where do she
Mm.
work from?
Usually in bed or on the
I-
dining table.
I feel very sorry for her. I'll pour a drink for that, but I'll do it in my mouth.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll do it too.
I'll do the
Cheers.
Cheers.
But for me, it's fine. But I think she's feeling less because I usually, when I have to do school, I go to school and do it. Well, she doesn't have that, and she can't go to a public library, which she has done before, for example.
Yep.
So she's feeling more locked in than me. For me, when I'm working, I just do it here, and when I'm coding, time flies by, so I don't really care.
Yep.
So I think she's taking it a lot harder than me. But
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you feel more privileged than her because you have the school and like access to that.
both that and that I'm studying something which isn't really that dependent on the human interaction.
Yeah.
What was she studying again?
Human resources.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
she's on her second year, so there's a lot that should be more
Human related?
yeah.
How is it for her? Do she know her class, or is that?
Yeah, they have teams, lectures, and but she only knows a few because they have these mandatory projects where
Yeah.
they have to be a group of 3 or something.
Oh,
So it's sort of like Matthias.
So she has like 3 or 4 people that she usually does school with and groups up with, and then she has someone that she lived with because she still has an apartment in England. She just doesn't live there.
Yeah.
does
So
she pay for
she's
it?
yeah,
Ah.
because you rent it for half a year at a time.
Ah, that sucks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you guys take a break, what do you guys normally do during a work day or school day?
During work and school, I usually just browse YouTube or whatever.
Yep.
But I usually try to get like 8 hours of proper work in, and then after I've done like a complete work day or whatever, I usually go for a run or work out. Or I recently started renovating my apartment. I've been fixing stuff.
Yeah.
Had a whole lot of holes in my walls that I had to fix.
That's one of the questions I have later, so we will go back to that. Yeah. But do you ever take like a coffee break, or do you do anything like smaller break as well, or is it?
Well, I drink like 7 cups of coffee each day I'm working.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of coffee breaks, but the break is only me going, making the coffee, and coming back because I'm drinking the coffee while I'm working.
Yeah, but it's sort
Half
of like
another
a short
break.
break.
It's sort of like a short break, but I usually, for example, this morning, because I usually work 8 hours on Mondays and then 4 hours on Thursdays. So this morning I worked for 4 hours, and then I usually, because we have this, what we're doing is task-driven development. So you take a task from this agile Kanban board, which is fix this or fix that, make this module, style this, whatever. So I take it and I usually work on it. And when I'm finished with it, someone else has to review my change. So they have to see what changes of code I have made, and they have to also test it that it works for them, and that it fulfills the task.
Yep.
So usually when I've finished a task and I'm waiting for someone to review it, and if there's no one else who has this pull request, which is called, then I usually just take a break then.
Yeah, so you take it depending on the work.
Yeah, because I'm sort of working because I'm waiting for someone else to review my work.
So it's like a natural break, sort of.
Yeah, because I'm waiting for either someone to come with a suggestion of an improvement, and then I have to go back and fix it, or I will merge it into the main branch.
Yes. What about you, Matthias? Do you ever take any breaks?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's quite free how I organize my workday, because even like the lectures are re-uploaded. They don't even demand that you participate as long as you like deliver all the work in time and read all the stuff that's put on Canvas, as it called. Like, so some days I could wake up at like, be up all night and talking to my friends in the US and the UK or Discord, and wake up at like 2 p.m., have some breakfast and do work from my bed or my living room. Then as long as I reach the deadlines, it doesn't matter if I work at night or day or if I work at 2 a.m. Like, it's very freely organized.
When you take a break, what do you do?
I like to drink coffee. Caffeine is pretty important for me to stay focused. And usually like video games I like to do as a break because you can take the mind off something else.
Yep. What about you, Kevin?
Me?
Yeah. Do you ever take
When
a
I
break,
take a
or
break.
are
What do you
you
do to
a
unwind,
machine?
bro?
It's a pretty chill life. There are no. Here's the thing.
There are
It's a
no
kind of
work. It's only break.
it's school. It's school without grades. You know, you're practically on a break when you're working, right? You're just doing this to better yourself, and it's like self practice. You know, there's something very mentally relieving about it, and I really am more effective actually. I found myself working entire days at some point for really what is amounts to no credentials whatsoever, but it really, I don't know. As someone who doesn't like school, it's been very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you find it so fun that you just want to work.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And here's
But
the thing: it's not going to get graded. You can do whatever the heck you want, and I've made some crazy stuff,
yeah.
the stuff that people really like.
But
And it kind of shows how when you don't have the biggest, highest expectations of yourself, right, and you just let go a bit, wonderful things can happen. But yeah, when we're talking about breaks, what do I do to like to take a decided break?
yeah.
I think y'all know. No, I'm just kidding. You
Yeah.
know, coffee.
Into the wank
Let's
dungeon.
let's yeah.
No,
He goes
I
to
mean
that
coffee,
special place of his room.
coffee. Or I take a walk in by tech and just sit on the couch and watch like 10 different 3D printers go.
Yeah.
Just sit there and zone out.
Yeah,
It's
or
wonderful.
you
Yeah, how do you
go
have
on the
3D
beach,
printers?
play the guitar, and do your
No,
harm thing that you're doing,
I sit in the lobby and play guitar.
and you do the harem thing, where all the girls come and like, "Oh, Kevin, you're so cute.
No, more
Like
like
Kevin
oh
is
my god, he's playing.
Kevin, I
Don't look
have a boyfriend,
interested.
but I want you."
Walk by.
You really remind me of that like stereotypical like womanizer
Sorry,
from like a college movie. Just
I
like,
swear
oh
to
my
God.
god, he plays guitar. He's so in touch with his emotions.
She sent me a text rejecting me, and I explained exactly what I was trying to achieve, and she was the one that ended up crying.
Oh, oh,
player. Yeah, but
No,
It's
man,
all in
that's
the
seriously-
mustache.
I was going
yeah.
to say I like Kevin is more designer than me. He's going and looking at 3D printers and playing music and yeah.
I mean, you have watches to look at.
Yeah, I just take a look at my watch collection instead.
You're a luxury designer. I think there's more money in that than like
Lamp
mood
design?
lights.
I don't know.
Which is what I like to do. I made so many moods lights that my room looks like a music video. That's something I hear through the walls, apparently.
Is that your little sister screaming in the background, Kevin?
Or is that the people you have in your basement? Bro?
Which one
No
is it?
comment.
This little
No.
sister or the ones you locked in the basement?
Yeah, I think it's
Just
the basement.
kidding.
Yeah, it's what Jonathan started on earlier. Have you guys gotten any new hobbies while you have been working at home or like staying more at home during Corona?
Drinking.
Yeah, hobby
No.
drinking, you know.
No.
Yeah, Jonathan started to say that he fixed his apartment.
Okay, so
Whoa.
first of all, I've started more with the home workout stuff. Because usually I would work out in a gym, and when the lockdown came, I didn't work out for like 3 months. So I've sort of now lately gotten into working out at home. And in December, we bought some manuals and stuff, so I'm able to do it properly here. And I also started running a lot. But now, I'm not sure if it's because of Corona that I started fixing my apartment. But I certainly have the time to do it because of Corona and that it's winter, so none of my hobbies really. Because in the summer I'd like to skydive and play golf, and I can't do either of them right now.
It's just kind of interesting.
Yeah,
I know that the exterminator, like the people that kills rat and stuff like that, it's a lot more people that call them now this year because it's more people spending time inside. So they are like, oh, what's that sound? It's a rat, and then so it's like doubled or something. It's insane.
It's also because it's the biggest mouse season in like 15 years, I think.
Yeah, but I think it's also because you sit inside the whole day and you probably hear them. more than you regularly would. And also,
Yeah, I had a visit of a mouse at my girlfriend's cabin this winter. She woke me up and she was like, "Jonathan, it's something there." I was like, nah, go back to bed, sleep. And she was like, nah. And I thought it was just like some noise, like a branch scratching on the window or whatever. But there it was. It just came walking over, and then it disappeared. And the next morning, it was hanging in the curtain because it was coming out of this air vent in the roof.
wow.
It was just like, wow.
Yeah. What about you, Matthias? Have you gotten any new hobbies?
Well, I don't know what new hobbies, but of course, like every indoor hobby, I've kind of explored to greater detail.
Yeah.
I mean, like I know some of you guys like to pick on me for this, but for example, Warhammer is something I've been doing, like just painting that not has to do with screens. Something I can just like explore my creative side and build something.
Drawing. I've been drawing before I started the People's High School. Yeah, I've been drawing a lot more, which is also part of the reason I wanted to go product design. Because there's a lot of drawing happening there, and a lot of the kind of drawing I like to do, which is very, very simplistic. It's representations of things, not, photorealistic.
Yeah. I think you said it, Matthias, that it's stuff that you do off screen. I think normally I would go back to playing video games or something when I'm done with school, but now I don't want to sit in front of the computer anymore.
Yeah, exactly. For example, I usually save like gaming for like the evening. Maybe I have like one game of some short game of something to relax midday, but I usually save that for the evening so that I can get more joy from it. And I'll try and do other stuff daytime, be that painting or make some music or practice bass guitar, like off-screen things.
Yeah. And
The good stuff.
yes.
Well,
And
I think for me, starting renovating the apartment it's not that Corona related because it sort of started when I signed a new job a few weeks back, and I realized, oh shit, in half a year I'm gonna be a grown up because I own the apartment and I'm gonna be starting to work. So I was like, fuck, now I actually have to live in a decent apartment and not the one with a bunch of holes in the walls.
yeah.
And that's kind of what got to me. And then again, I've been, because all the appropriate stores which sells, the things I used to repair, like tools I didn't have. For example, I've been driving for 45 minutes to just out of Oslo to get to a store which is open, where I can like get the expertise and buy the paint and such.
Yep.
So if we take that back to if I'm shopping more or how my shopping things have changed because of Corona, I really haven't.
Yeah, but something it's a little bit interesting is now during Corona, when you have like Zoom calls the whole day and everything, you open up your own living room so others can see how it looks inside. So I know personally, I know it's a little bit weird for me that others are looking at my walls and stuff like that. Of course, I live in a student flat, but you want your surroundings to look beautiful. And I think often, even though you don't want it, people maybe judge you because you don't have a beautiful apartment. And
oh yeah, and that's just other stuff as well. Like you can notice, like if some of the students maybe a bit hangover, or if they are under the influence of something. Or I've seen that a lot in my classes. Like people who are obviously on something, they're really just sitting there like tripping back and forth. And
yeah,
at least they attend the lectures, which is not.
yeah, it's like personal life that gets more exposed.
I remember, like
maybe those students wouldn't attend regular life.
Yeah, but at least they
Maybe
can sit
it's
from their
better for
laptop
them.
and be stoned. At least they get the education.
Yeah,
Yeah,
then
no, I bet we could find some numbers on attendance rates.
yeah, maybe it's higher.
I bet they're higher because all they have to do is just log into their computer. But
yeah, and that's also like, is it real attendance? How many people are like having a lecture and look at YouTube or do something
like I have the
different, or
audio
just
from the lecture.
open the PC, log in, and go do something else?
Yeah,
Because you can't check if they
that
are
happens.
there.
Like I had the audio from the lecture in the background while I take notes from it, but I also could do something else at the same time, like maybe browsing or even playing
you
games.
could play a game or watch YouTube or something.
Like things like turn-based games are good for like that, because then you still hear what is being said and you get the information through and you'll take notes at the side, but then you also get to have some fun at the same time.
I think sorry, you don't.
Last semester when I was actually taking a class, I was not able to watch the Zoom calls live because I was sitting on my computer, but because I sort of wasn't tuned in for actually paying attention, I started doing something else. And then I missed the context. And then, when I was trying to pay attention again, it was too complicated for me to understand. So I always just fell off. So for me, I in the beginning, I really tried to be there and watch the classes live. But after a while, I just realized I can't do it. I have to rather just find a time where I want to pay attention and do something with it, and then watch it or rewatch it in a higher speed.
Okay, so everyone is like,
yeah, or they talk faster, so it's not like these breathing spaces and such. But I've always done that because when I've been physically at lectures at school before, I always fall asleep and stuff.
Yeah, because it's too slow.
Yeah. And then, but some courses don't really record. Most of them do, but those who doesn't, I really have to sit there and be like, 5 coffees and 2 Red Bulls.
That sounds like an album cover.
Yeah, that's me.
Coffees and 2 Red Bulls.
So I've always been used to, when actually paying attention to a lecture, it's being a recording that I'm taking notes to and going through structurally.
Yeah.
Instead of sitting there, because I can't pay attention for that, especially not when sitting at home on my personal computer. Not a chance. I start gaming, I start YouTube, everything. And I don't even notice it myself. It's just suddenly I'm playing a game. Because my body just doesn't want to.
My body just wants to game.
Yep.
You also have this.
It's who I am.
You also have this. You see every time a friend opens a game, you get like a notification, and then it's like, oh yeah, wow, he's playing. Maybe I can play with him, and then then you fucked.
I have the opposite problem.
Okay.
And not to offend anybody, it's just a quirk of my personality.
Yep.
When I see someone else playing a game, I'm like, quite often, I like to game by myself, tragically enough. And I'm like, I hope they don't invite me.
Okay. So you're like, oh, fuck you guys.
If I'm playing like another, single player game, right?
Yeah, okay,
see, it comes up, one of you guys are playing Counter-Strike. I'm like, no. Time to log off.
So that's why you're
I'm just a bit anxious. That's why I'm always put myself as logged off. It's just I can't handle saying no too much all the time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. Now you know my secret. It's ugly, isn't it?
Yeah. I feel a little bit betrayed.
You're such an ass, Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you too.
Yeah, I'm going to kick you from the Zoom. So if you guys could design the perfect home office, how would you set it up?
Would it be something with a lot of space, I guess, with different places to sit and work, and somewhere that's not being disturbed? Maybe nothing central, but somewhere a little bit more calm, I guess. Even a perfect home office. I guess just lots of space, just private work quarters. Doesn't really matter how it's organized or how.
But would it be in your living room, your bedroom, or?
It would be my living room probably. Or if I had a work room, I'd probably use that, of course. But I only have a living room and a bedroom.
If you just imagine, it doesn't need to be where you live right now, but just in the future. If you have a bigger apartment or space isn't an option.
Oh, then I would just have a whole floor dedicated to work.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But
I'd make my office Like my dad's, except not techie.
Okay.
full
Don't your
of-
dad have like meditation things and stuff in this office? And
The beer meditation.
yeah, sitting in the office.
he for the 1990s, he had a really neat setup,
Okay.
like with the many monitors, right, and stuff. But it like he sits on the floor cross-legged all day with a yoga mat beside and everything,
Floor
with,
gang.
with plants everywhere and stuff, and like just this massive poster of like all the different yoga positions. I don't know. I think I'd rather have my little my good old faithful drawing. You know, it lights up and dances to music.
Yep.
Yeah, it reacts to music. I'm pushing my product here.
Yeah.
Follow Alchemia
Wanna buy
on soon to come
$15,
social
$15?
media.
Yeah. Yeah, you should
$6.
start your. It's now when
Laser-
you're going to pitch your
Laser burn, by
Kickstarter.
the way. Oh, cool.
But
Okay.
yeah, so you would have like a yoga inspired office.
Not specifically yoga, but definitely, you know, taking inspiration from the East in terms of decor, like ornaments and stuff. But you know, I'm really trying to avoid the head shop look, right?
Yeah, the taki,
It's
the
so tacky.
Buddha.
You know, that's kind of like I want to go in that direction as a product designer. Like if I have the room for the vision, but I want to make it tasteful. I want to make it something that's like that generally makes people chill the fuck out.
Yep.
Because minimalism is too clean, right? It's for me. It's you don't have the freedom to just sit any way you want. You gotta sit right proper on a
The head
on like
shop
a on like
designer, Kevin.
oh fuck off.
And
Oh, man.
you're not
a
on.
head office.
Okay. Head office designer. How would your perfect home office be?
My I'm not really sure because I think the perfect home office would be at the office, but because it has to be at home, I'm kind of well off. I have colleagues who, for example, doesn't really play games or whatever on their free time. So when they got put into a home office, they sort of have to like steal a monitor from the actual office and like set up this shady thing in the living room. Well, for me, I kind of just wire my work laptop into my gaming setup, and I have all these monitors, and that's good. But if I could, I would probably have some different kind of monitors and upgrade it.
But
Uh,
what
and
about?
probably have room for like a putting green and
Yeah.
Yeah.
embrace like some hobbies. So, if you're
Mhm.
on a boring Zoom call, you can score some one puts.
Yeah, I was going
And
to
just
say
make your office a skate park.
it's not only the office, but also how you take your breaks as well.
Yeah.
So
So
then you started thinking about that.
Yeah, I did. I took a day of home office at my dad's house this other day with my brother because since he can't be at his office and he's actually working, he has set up his setup at my dad's spare bedroom. But I went there. I just took my dad's office space because he was at the cabin. But then my firm had this kickoff event where they had the Instagram competition to take the best image or best picture of their home office. So me and my brother rolled out the putting mat on the terrace, and then I sat on the terrace with my laptop doing actual work with the view of Oslo. So it was
Yeah, did you win?
no, or I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything.
Ah, okay.
For me, it was definitely a winner photo, but I think they just picked someone at random.
So it's close to the perfect work scenario for you.
Well, yeah, the view is really nice because if you're bored, you can just stare.
Yeah.
And feel relaxed and whatever. We had like 5 deers in our backyard as well.
Nice. So you can pet the deers as a break.
No, you can shoot them and eat them.
Okay.
Free lunch.
Yeah. You don't need a cafeteria anymore.
Nope.
How would social life be in the future if everything kept being online with work and school?
I think we answered this last time, didn't we?
Damn, it would
Remember?
suck.
Remember VR chat?
I mean, like the
No,
whole
yeah, but
culture is
I think we
already
started
so.
talking about it, but we
Omibods,
yeah
internet connected
yeah,
sex
but
toys,
I'm not
and
I'm not
VR.
thinking at that part. I'm thinking more in a work setting.
Ah,
So like
in a work setting,
yeah,
nice.
so
Nice,
you
that's
can't
very
have like a
relevant.
sex spot in a work setting.
That
I think we would have
Don't
a
you?
real problem with depression because you really do remove the social part of work when you're sitting at home, especially like people with kids
Yeah.
are going nuts. They're doing everything they can to get away from home.
In terms of work and office, there's something about easy access to people, some user experience solution regarding that, where you can basically kind of listen in, but not really, and kind of get a hold of someone much easier. It's because that's what you're missing from the workplace, right? It's the ability to go to the next guy's cubicle and be like, "Hey, Steve," tap on shoulders.
Yeah, yeah, and pitch ideas
Look at
and talk
pictures
to
of
each
my
other.
cat.
Yeah, yeah, the social, the small social interaction.
Yeah.
Like the coffee talk that you normally have at the workplace.
Exactly. You should have a coffee
Like-
booth inside
Yeah.
Zoom. Just like just a background of a coffee
Yeah.
machine.
Like my biggest
I
worry.
think
The green screen.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Matthias, you were saying something.
Yeah, like my biggest worry is that people get too much obsessed with like social media because people already are. So like a varying length, like influencers. I fucking hate that term. But like people are just like influencing young people to like think of them just because I don't know they are good at one thing or like people. I think people need more social interaction these days, especially people who are in the most influential age to kind of grow as people. If
Yeah.
they like live the most influential age, just being inside on their PC, I think that's many ways you can fall into a loophole.
Yeah, like a bad loophole, or
Yeah, like a bad loophole. Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe spend a little bit too much time on PC there on the PC, and there's many different ways that can go wrong. If you start watching a YouTuber that may take you
yeah.
have bad ideas.
So you think you should get away from the computer?
Oh yeah, definitely. People
Yeah.
try to limit their computer use.
Nice. Yeah.
I have definitely lately started like the second because as I mentioned earlier, I've been trying to work consecutively for 8 hours each day.
Yep.
And the second I'm finished, I'm like, I'm getting away from the computer. Like I'm so tired of just sitting here, especially the days where I work at home. So I think that's one of the reasons I started working out more at home. Is just because my body just even though if someone asks me if I want to game the second I finish work, I'm like, nah, I don't want to sit here.
Yeah. I think also that's one of the issues with working from home is that work time feels more flexible because you have access to all. Like you have a phone, you could work during the evening. So like if somebody send you an email, you could answer it even though it's not on company time.
Yeah.
So I think you always, maybe it's getting harder to and not feel that you're working anymore, but you still have the mindset of being at work because you never leave like a physical place.
I think it's kind of all right because when you're finished work, you're kind of finished work, so you're not obligated to answer emails and stuff.
Yeah.
But for like us who are students, you're like it. I think that's one of the things I'm looking forward to with beginning working full time is that I don't always have like, oh, I have an exam in 3 weeks, I need to read, or I have this insane homework in a week.
Yeah.
So I don't like because then you work 8 hours and then you're done. Then you can do whatever you want. You don't have like anything over you. And lately, like because I've like my team is aware I only work Mondays and Thursdays.
Yep.
So if they start like bugging me about something any other day, I will put like if they just ask me a question and I have to use time on answering them because it's urgent, I will write a half hour on my time list.
Yeah.
Or my timesheet because I'm if they're bothering me while I'm studying, then I'll definitely gonna get paid for it.
Yeah, I think maybe it's easier to say no when you are only a part-time or like a student,
Yeah.
because then you don't have the same obligations.
Yeah, I think when I'm starting full time, if I'm starting to get, like bothered or interrupted after my work hours, I will probably be like, either you're gonna let me write overtime,
Yeah,
or I'm gonna answer you tomorrow, because I
Mhm.
will definitely try to distance myself from work when I'm not working, if it's still home office situation when I start working full time.
yeah. But even like,
Even then, you should. Even if you're at the office, you should. But then again, that's common for a lot of work,
yeah,
a
but
lot of
I think
office
like
work. It
if you
spills out.
just get the message, like I email like this is need to be fixed and this and that, then you start thinking about it even though you are not working on it,
Mm,
and then you sort of put yourself into a working mindset as well, even
ah,
though you are not working.
that sucks.
Hmm.
Does it suck? You know, I don't.
Yeah, yeah. I also work part time for the school as well, and
Right.
but I think you sort of always have the feeling that you should work because it's more accessible. But I think if it was at school, I would feel when I was at school working at school, then it's work, and when I was home, I could chill.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, there's definitely a difference there.
It's
Yeah,
healthy to separate workspaces.
and I
And
I,
I mean,
I
you
have the
don't
same with
like
school as
if
well. Like
yeah.
regularly, I work from school from
If you want to
nine to
think
five.
about the ape brain, right? The ape side of our brain. You
Yeah,
don't
but
go hunt in your own village
it's like
unless it's
I
for.
I'm at school from 9 to 5, and then I'm done at
yeah,
school and leave school, and then I'm done. But now I'm sitting in front of the computer the whole day, and then I feel like
Mm.
I could just continue working instead of be done.
yeah, definitely. I think that's a common issue that, like, for example, you can see in a lot of tech firms that productivity has actually gotten higher since Corona,
Oh.
because when people are working alone from home, they feel more obligated to work.
Yeah,
Like, they
Ah.
don't have that casual talk over the coffee machine or whatever, but like I
It's
do, I go get my coffee and I sit here and drink while I work
yeah,
effectively. So I
yeah,
feel more obligated. I have to work, and I don't really have this social excuse.
yeah.
but it does come at a
And
price,
yeah,
though, doesn't it?
so I think it impacts different.
And even like lunch break during now, I'm like having a 20 minutes lunch break, but when I was at school, I had like at least an hour because he was talking to people and you forgot the time, and then maybe you got a cup of coffee and you met your friends there and talked to them as
Yeah,
well. I think
Mm.
you take more breaks that you n- don't even think about when you
yeah,
work at the workplace, but
definitely.
at home you are so aware of every break you take. So it's like if you are going to break, then you feel bad because now somebody is paying you for taking a break, or you know that you should do something else.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
But like for my part, when I start working full time, I will probably try to take advantage at it back. Like, since you're working from home, your time is more flexible. So I will probably like go play golf in the morning
Mm.
and then work in the evening,
yeah, yeah, that's
and take meetings at the golf course, because like usually you have this time where you should be at the office so the entire team is gathered, but since that's not a thing anymore, the
Yeah.
only thing you really have to be available for is meetings. But if it's just like an informative meeting, you can take it at the golf course.
yeah.
My brother did that many
Mm.
times last year.
So you can have a more flexible work
Yeah.
time and
So
workplace.
yeah. So I think, like, if you do it correctly, you can probably have more time
But
to do activities you like during the day.
but in the future, though, if this is still a thing, working from home
Yeah,
becoming much more common, we're gonna see a lot of we're gonna see an increase in in the team building industry.
you think so?
I think so, because you
I
still
think
need to
so
like
too.
meet the colleagues with which you work. It's healthy
I think
to
we'll
have a
be
relation of
yeah.
sorts.
I think we'll reach a new standard in how we communicate
Hmm.
in teams.
Yep.
So you not for the social interaction, but how you get to the low key. Hey, can you help me with this, for example?
Yeah. This is thinking past Corona, right? Because
Yeah.
Corona is not going to be a thing anymore. And if we
But
continue
if
to
we
work at home,
continue the home office, I think definitely team
But
building is
more team building.
has to change.
how do you think a team building exercise would be if it's still online?
I think honestly we're going to be very much dependent on online even after Corona. Like I think that
Yeah.
business travels, for example, will be less popular after Corona
Yeah.
because they get so used now to just work on Zoom and Teams and whatnot.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think working from home is going to are here to stay.
Yeah.
A lot of we talked about this last time as well, but a lot of like the IT companies and they have opened up for people to work from home forever. So like Spotify and Airbnb and a lot of like huge companies say that you guys shouldn't come back. And I also know that Lego and others have like they open up for online work instead of just having to be forced to being at the office.
Yeah.
So
Saving costs.
I think
That
I
cost
think
doesn't. Yeah.
online work is here to stay. So you have the option to work online. But yeah, how would a team building
But do you
exercise be?
think? But none of that. One thing I do want to touch on.
Yeah.
We'll get back to team building, but will the price of labor go down as a result? Will people make worse money because they're working from home? I feel like there's a chance that could happen.
It could also go the
Because
opposite
you,
way
because you could
because
go.
people
Yes.
from other countries that's not having the same salary can demand the same salary as the others that also work online. Because then
Or
it's almost like, oh, you are from India, you shouldn't get the same salary even though everyone is working
yeah,
online.
or they get a worse salary, or I mean, they demand a little higher salary, but still lesser than that of the country in which you're working for. That's something to really think about.
Yeah, but
How much more common outsourcing is going to be.
if you also think about how much the company saves on office spaces,
That's true.
that's a lot. I saw that I think its average is like $9,000 each year. So per employee. So if you have a lot of employees, it's a lot of people. So you have like that's like 90,000 Norwegian every year just on one person.
Yeah.
So if you basically have 90,000 that you could spend more on your employees because they are not working from office.
Or give it to yourself if you own a share.
Yeah, that's also, of course, they probably give it to
That's
the
an option.
shareholders or some fucked up. But
Shareholders are usually already compensated for owning shares.
yeah, but not like that. But if the company gets more, like the growth is bigger, the shareholders get more as well.
Oh, I know that money doesn't belong to the shareholders.
No, but the stock goes up, and that's everything.
Yeah, but that's something different.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
sh-
no,
yeah.
I'm not
If
too
the company
knowledge.
saves money, then it's probably going to be worth money as well. But
No, because the stock price is determined on what people believe the value of the company is.
yeah,
While how much cash the company is or has is irrelevant.
yeah,
It's usually how well they're doing or how much money will this make in the future.
yeah.
It's
It's
usually
starting to
what.
sound more like a gamble.
But still,
More and more like a gamble. The
it's
more
a
you
lot of
explain
money
this to
that
me.
they potentially could spend on their employees, or
Mhm.
maybe they can spend it on their employees' home office instead, or they have like a different.
There should be a kind of like a kind of what's it called a work benefit. Of like
What I've been seeing in the firm I'm in now is that, for example, every time we have this quarterly meeting or monthly meeting or whatever it is,
Yep.
we usually are allowed to buy food for like 500 kroners each on company. So we just pay for it and give them the receipt, and they'll pay us back.
Yep.
So they sort of buy us dinner once every 2 months or something.
I feel
I'll take
that's
500 chicken nuggets.
that's sort of the team building that Kevin was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's usually followed by some games or whatever
Yeah. I
through
also know.
Teams. So it's just to have like this social thing with the meeting, or yeah.
Yes, some companies have like magicians and stuff like that. That perform on Zoom and they like live stream it for.
Yeah, next Wednesday we're having a social after department meeting, digital escape room.
Yeah.
I'm not attending because they haven't said anything about me getting free dinner. And I'm not wasting my time.
Yeah. Do any of you guys have any home assistants like Google Home or Internet of Things in any ways?
No, I don't.
No.
Do you?
They scare me a little bit, just kinda.
Do you have a Google Home or like any of the home assistant products?
I have both Google Home and Alexa.
Do you ever use them?
Not since I lived in the US.
Okay.
They don't work that well, but they're fun because like Alexa at least have the built-in drinking games.
Okay.
So which is kind of fun to interact with.
Yep.
But usually having it requires you to have a lot more stuff which connects to it. And that gets expensive because everything has to be on the same standard. And when I already have things which I'm not ready to replace, for example, I'm not just gonna buy to be able to talk to this thing which turns it on or whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, it's sort of like buying extension packs, or
Yeah. So I would wish that like all those products had the same standard, so anything you buy would work with either Apple or Google or Amazon.
but then they wouldn't earn money from it.